as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels or rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness of limbs. Tell your doctor if you are worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or for acidic infection. Don't change or stop other treatment without talking to your doctor. Do more with less asthma. Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma. Actually approved as an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
When your home needs work, where do you go? Angie? That's what Angie told me. With Angie, find top-rated pros in your area, plus compare quotes and pricing to help you get all your jobs done well. He's resurfaced my flooring, he's done plumbing work.
I knew it's going to be done right. I was able to sit back and let them do what they do.
With top-rated pros in over 500 categories, Angie can connect you with the right pro for any home project.
Angie, for the trust to find the one she trusts. Don't kill your dog.
Hey, Dr. Marty.
Hey there.
What's wrong with this?
Let's check it out. It's still kibble, which means the best concept at Dr. Marty, we freeze-dried premium meats, fruits, and vegetables, and available at the local pet store.
Trying to figure out what lowers your A1C can feel? And it's not you. It's just you. Type 2 diabetes is complicated, and it's different for everyone. Using a CGM like Dexcom G7 15 days can help users see what works.
Like a CGM strong on the body, it will react to different foods.
That ABC one has a 6.2 to 920. Oh my goodness, I really gotta get my Dexcom G7 sends your glucose numbers right to your smartphone. See where your glucose is, where it's headed, and where it's going.
With Dexcom G7, I think I can enjoy anything I want because I get the real-time feedback.
I've reached my agency goal. I've been very looking at my most Medicare patients pay $0 now. Call now to get started with Dexcom G7 15 days and receive a free supplement. Don't wait. Get started today.
Independence Watch with Anderson Cooper and Andy Coe, July 3rd on CNN and on the CNN app.
Right here in New York, there will be Democratic primaries next week to fill key seats, including in congressional races. On the ballot, several self-proclaimed Democratic socialists. Something we have seen here before with the mayor, and of course up in Vermont with Senator Bernie Sanders, here back in New York with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So what is the fate of the Democratic socialists in the country right now? With us now, Chief Data Analyst Perry. And so when we talk about Democratic socialists, how are they viewed inside the Democratic Party?
Yeah, you mentioned New York, you mentioned Vermont, obviously, there's the D.C. mayor, we've seen it in Pennsylvania as well. The Democratic socialists seem to be doing considerably better than they used to be, and they have the chance to knock off, in fact, Democratic incumbents in Congress. And part of the reason for that, why we're seeing these Democratic socialists having such good chances or outright winning nominations, is take a look here. Next favorability among Dems, Democratic Socialists of America, look at that. A plus 17-point net favorability rating among Democrats. That is actually better. That is better than how congressional Democrats are viewed by Democrats at just plus 4 points. So no wonder that Democratic Socialists have such a good chance. Because simply put, they are a better brand at this point than Democrats in Congress.
Among Democrats, it's interesting to see who they like more.
All right, and you say something before. I always find this fascinating. When you compare socialism to capitalism, how are they doing right now?
Yeah, how are they doing right now among Democrats? You see the Democratic Socialists of America more powerful than congressional Democrats. And I'll tell you, take a look at the trend line, the favorable rating among Democrats on socialism. Look at this. In 2010, they were about equal. 50% had a favorable view. Socialism, 51% said the same about capitalism. But capitalism has absolutely fallen through the floor. Look at this. It's now at 42% of Democrats have a favorable view of capitalism. Socialism, on the other hand, looks at 2 in 3 Democrats have a favorable view of socialism. So socialism is on the rise among Democrats. Capitalism is on the decline among Democrats. And again, this is part of the longer-term trend in which we are seeing Democratic socialists doing considerably better among Democrats elected in mayor right here in New York City, for example.
And as you said, there are primaries next week with Democratic socialists self-proclaimed on the ballot. What are the commission members saying about how they may do it?
Yeah, this to me is one of the more stunning trends, right, that I have seen in American politics over the last 15, 16 years. And if you believe the prediction market, it's not going to just suddenly. It may extend into next week because just take a look at the chance that Democratic socialists win in Dem primaries, House primaries, here and there. You go to New York 7 district, right? You got a victim there, bubble. It's like an underdog. It's like an underdog to play through Democratic socialists. And then you know that the Democrats succeeded in more than the Democrats close to their 50-50 rate. But the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Next week in New York may be a very good one for Democratic socialists. Many Mandani endorsing them. His political story is well going to be making these Democratic socialists along with him instead of
Maybe I can. I'm feeling right as rain.
Expect nothing less. With each step, my burden lightens.
Rethink innovation.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Invesco QQQ.
Salutations, Domo. Namaskar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commence. Capture objective Serve by design. I am advancing the payload.
You can't hide.
Behind you. Behind me now. Eyes on the sky!
Epic. Last Saturday, the top of the moment, as some World Cup fans visiting the United States from around the world are discovering this wrestling for the first time. Videos of international fans
No, you shouldn't have.
leaning in with a TSA-friendly travel test so fans can take 6 seconds home. Yes, very honest about the The kid includes small packets of clear bags and used airport rolls and even a ramp themed leather tie. I understand, John, I lived in India, but I was going to do a test day with visiting some of my American friends with the site of pack ramp for my, not my parents, my father's preference. No good. I don't do things. The problem is that they don't want to travel.
Freedom or independence from British. So I don't understand
All right,
the
thank
problem of
you.
celebrating Juneteenth.
We are counting down to World Cup
It's a celebration
kickoff.
of
U.S.
independence.
based on Australia and Tunisia and
If
Houston.
you
This
are
after their
against Juneteenth, then
incredible
wouldn't you
first
naturally be
showing
against
against Paraguay.
Independence
The
Day?
biggest
For example,
question,
possibly.
the only question as we sit here this morning, will star Christian Pulisic play after dealing with a injury? This is now one man who might
It's been almost a
have
decade since
senior life for the Athletics, one of the best American soccer players. What's your spidey sense tell you about whether Pulisic will play?
economic disruptions, mass protests,
Backlash
against mass protests, political conflicts that have shaken the very foundation of our democracy. We've witnessed a technological revolution that promises remarkable discoveries.
But he hasn't been doing
It revolutionized medicine,
Yesterday, Mauricio Pochettino said to us in the press conference,
but it's
"He's not
also
ready to go tomorrow. He'll be ready next
accelerating
week." I think
inequality.
was the closest indication we got of what this goal will be.
It puts all the world's information in the palm of our hands, but somehow makes it harder for us to tell a truth from a lie.
But considering the fact that Pulisic has the same
It
control,
connects us instantly, like never before,
maybe he can come off the bench, but it
even as it
seems
makes
like
us
this happened, we might be
more
a
distrustful,
bigger deal than we had hoped.
and more withdrawn, and more fearful, more isolated from each other.
Okay, so for non-soccer fans out there, how big of a setback is it if the
It's a
person
lot.
who may be our best player isn't on the field?
For millions of people in this country
Yeah, I think
and around the world, the future feels uncertain.
At the center of what the
We're
US
unstable
on the attacking side of
beneath
it.
our feet.
He is the player who can create
And as algorithms keep feeding us a steady stream of distraction and outrage, as only the loudest, most extreme voices get attention, fanning our prejudices, appealing to our basest, most primal instincts. It's tempting to give in to cynicism,
playing a bigger role
and even despair
to
stop
The
trying.
walk against our non-soccer fans out there basically means
We
that
start
all
thinking
the
that appeals to
players
democracy
and the big
and
ones
civic participation are corny
by their own goal with a
and
whole
old-fashioned
waiting and just waiting
and boring
in the United States for
and naive.
So, give us
The very idea of working on behalf of the common good is a sucker's bet.
going well for the United States. Other than
And then, in order for us to win, somebody else has got to lose. I get it.
Well, I think it will come
I
back.
am not immune to anger or
I
doubt.
will open this room up. I think the great thing about this World Cup tournament, the difference
But I
maker
do know this.
And we saw
When we lose faith in each other,
20 minutes against Paraguay, it really pushed and urged the U.S.
when we stop believing that voting matters, that citizenship matters, that our collective voices matter, that how we treat each other no longer matters,
Similar to what you'd like to see if you're U.S. going against Australia.
and we give away our power to decide our own futures.
Important and formative markets to the growth of American
We open the door to the most
You don't want to see a lot of
ruthless,
about
or the most careless, or the most fearful among us,
pushing and pushing in the attack over and over again, and more important, most importantly,
see some groups and some people as more equal than others,
in the counterattack. They are very, very fast.
and see government as nothing more than a way to divvy up the spoils, and punish enemies,
And they can hit them on the counterattack.
and keep those who are different in their place.
Australia.
Vote 2-0 United States.
I do not believe that is the story of America that prevails in the end. I recognize
So, just in case nobody told you, allow me to be the first. You can't celebrate Juneteenth while still claiming that you're oppressed by white people because you're celebrating no longer being oppressed by white people.
Go USA.
Yeah.
This has been CNN News.
So, just in case nobody told you, allow me to be the first. You can't celebrate Juneteenth while still claiming that you're oppressed by white people because you're celebrating no longer being oppressed by white people. Yeah. So, just in case nobody told you, allow me to be the first. You can't celebrate Juneteenth while still claiming that you're oppressed by white people because you're celebrating no longer being oppressed by white people. Yeah. So, just in case nobody told you, allow me.
I don't know what made break you.
Why don't you care, seemingly, about the Palestinian children who died? Why can't you express any sympathy or sorrow or empathy with the children who've died in Gaza? Are you able to do that?
I warn all Arabs from all sides, from all borders, warn them, stop educating children
Right.
to hate
So just to be clear, I've now offered you three
I
times.
made myself very
Oh,
clear.
you made yourself very clear.
You asked me 5 times.
I'm going to give you one last.
You asked me
I'm going to
7
give you.
times.
Okay. I'm going to give you one last chance to offer some empathy or sympathy or sorrow about the deaths of 20,000 children in Gaza. Are you capable of doing that?
I can tell you that had you cared, and I don't believe you that you care a tiny bit about one killed person, if you do not use the means that you have as a media person to stop educating children.
I gave you 4
to
chances.
kill Jews. Yeah, okay, you gave me 7. You gave me
Yeah. And you know
7.
what? You couldn't
And I
give a
still
damn,
think
could you?
that you
couldn't
are to
give a damn.
blame more than
You
me.
don't care. And all you want is all the Palestinians gone. You can barely even bring yourself to say their name. All you want is to take over the West Bank and Gaza. You don't care how many die in the process. You want them all gone. You don't care, do you? That's the bottom line.
As you said, the audience will judge.
Yeah. Why don't you?
Did you know there's an adults-only audience?
A cabeça dela é vermelha e minha pica também. Se bater uma na outra, vai casar o Big Bang. Tem uma K no meu pote, eu gatilho e a tia é gostosa pra caralho. Isso aqui nem sabe disso. O bagulho aqui é muito. Aguenta eu fui muito. Vamos, meu parceiro, dessa merda aí.
Ted wants to ride you. Sir, I'm not the president of the United States currently. So there's no point in shouting at me. I didn't ask for an argument. I'm answering your question. It is the right thing to do for the American people. Here's why. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, young man, just listen for a second. You know, you have to be polite and civil when people are talking, then other people are talking, and then you get a chance to talk. Set up your own rally. I agree with you, although why don't I talk about it later, because I'm just about to finish. You and me will talk about it, all right? I'm going to be coming around. There you go. I told you to be focused, and you're not focused right now. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold up.
This is a reminder for the girls.
And just real quick, I ain't finna bore nobody with my political commentary today, but I was just literally running in the house real quick to grab something, and actually had the TV on. Yeah.
Barack, you gotta look at me. You told me all those years ago that you couldn't promise me the world, but you could promise me an interesting life. And of course, you outdid yourself and managed to give me both. I know it hasn't always been easy, but there hasn't been a single second through this experience.
I'm the president, you're not. That's what Donald Trump is telling everyone around him, his allies, his associates, Republicans in Congress, world leaders. Anyone who tries to give him advice or tell him that what he's doing is wrong, he just responds, well, I'm the president.
Bro, white people get back. They lost themselves, bro. They're the first generation of white people to hate niggas and want to be niggas.
Want to be niggas.
Oh, it's gotta be confusing.
Not all cultures are equal, and not all cultures are equally compatible with our way of life or our governing system. But we've got a problem in the United States as well, and that's something that we're...
And remember, if a white person tells you they're Portuguese, you have to remind them that that is also European. And remember...
Do you want to do this, no? We'll have to hit I'm not doing it. Because why not?
I feel I'm tired, but then I tell my body I'm not tired. And I think it's a psychological thing that telling yourself, okay, I'm so tired. It's okay, we keep going. Often, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I've been there many times. But again, if you keep on telling yourself something, tell yourself you're tired, you're going to be tired. If you tell yourself, I'm not tired, it's okay, I'm not tired. So it's also a really psychological thing, because our bodies can handle so much more than we think. A lot is in the mind.
Do you want to do this, no?
Have agreed to a new ceasefire to mediate between the U.S., Iran,
I'm not doing it.
to lift out a Hezbollah explosive device, eventually an anti-tank missile, or an explosive drone struck an Israeli tank in southern Lebanon, killing 4 soldiers inside that tank. Israel then carried out a wave of strikes in southern Lebanon that crossed the Bekaa Valley. The Israeli military performed hundreds of targets, and that led to more than 21 people killed within Lebanon's military. A number that may still rise.
Why not?
So we saw this intense fighting starting shortly after midnight into the hours of the morning here. That's when mediators stepped in to try to get the ceasefire back on track, and that's critical for President Donald Trump, because Iran had basically said, we're not going to take part in negotiations in the next 60 days of talks following the memorandum of understanding signing if there isn't a cessation of the fighting in Lebanon. So that's what we're seeing play out here as mediators stepped in to try to get the ceasefire back on track. Now, of course, what happens from now is critical. We have seen multiple ceasefires put in place in Lebanon between Israel and Hezbollah, including earlier this month, in April, November 2024, and they have fallen apart sometimes within days. In fact, there are some reports that in Lebanon, after the time the ceasefire was supposed to take effect at 4 p.m. local time here, which is just about an hour away. So we need to see if this ceasefire holds, because if it doesn't, it puts those U.S. and
All right, Lauren Newman, thanks so much. And it's great to see you in the join at the White House for us. Betsy, as soon as the telling CNN this morning that the U.S. and Qatar helped mediate this latest ceasefire, what more can you tell us about that? Well, Pamela, I don't think you can overstate how challenging this next round of negotiations between the U.S. and the memorandum of understanding that these two countries signed earlier this week just sets a 60-day clock for more technical discussion, and that is on remaining considered issues. So that's President J.D. Vance's plan Thursday departure for Switzerland when he supposed to kick off on the second set of talks with Iran as well. They told CNN last night that delegation is prepared to depart at the first available opportunity going forward. We'll have to see if that is able to happen as soon as today, if not this weekend. But even though this U.S.-Iranian agreement is supposed to solve all of this conflict, in Lebanon today after Hezbollah attack that killed 4 Israeli soldiers. But Iran is asking for guarantees that the hostilities there will end before these talks can begin.
Your silence after the disrespect?
Are you concerned about this $300 billion rehabilitation fund for Iran?
I am. Bro said, he said,
So it never fails. Someone always has to fuck it up. The Knicks win the first championship in 53 years. New York is so.
TSA issued a warning.
Michelle Obama for president, and I'm going to help make it happen. Okay, MAGA, you know it's going to happen. Michelle Obama for president, and I'm going to help make it happen.
This is a message to Apple. My name is Carl.
He didn't say that, and if he did, he didn't mean it. If he did, it's not illegal, and if it is, everyone's doing it, and if
not just the exercise of power, but the limits of it as a result of the conflict.
There are no limits. No, not. I haven't learned that lesson yet. I know there are, but there are no limits. We defeated them totally militarily. I did a naval blockade where not one ship was able to get through substation
and it certainly brought Iran to the table more than before. And Yemen doesn't look like
What is ending a war? Ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a Peace Prize.
I feel like Kenzie's like a chicken with her head cut off because she has so many like options. I feel like both of the boys are trying to catch the chicken. But like Corbin caught the chicken, but then he's been letting the chicken go. And I feel like Caleb's like, I want that. I feel like Kenzie,
End in the time, man, with the most.
All right, let's bring you CNN CNN reporters on Caleb. We're in the situation where the president himself had personally did not say to start until today. What is the sources saying about his initial interaction?
Everything that you need to remember with interracial marriages. So there's this really weird phenomenon going on right now. I mainly see it on X, where a ton of Christians will have interracial couples who are getting married because they're not producing their blood. Like, please stop. It's so boring. If you're pro-marriage or you're pro-family, and you're saying that two people of the opposite race should not get married, please.
Josh Olkin made a comment
You cannot even compare the lineups because President Piggy doesn't even have a lineup anymore. It's just going to be himself talking.
Everybody pause and stop what you're doing because we're getting to the lineups and baby, let's go. So apparently this Dragon Ball Lego set will be coming in November and it's going to feature Shenron and a couple of minifigures. This is
using the base there's this post on God's yesterday. He was asking about what level of security.
Depends on the
He
quality.
actually had,
When you drink it.
secret, but it was lower than that. He had been given information from cold, but still, it was not what he had. Further underscores concerns for certain Democrats and Republicans about his lack of experience. They were also told that Volpe asked if he could bring the president's daily food, a highly classified compilation of conspiracy issues, only was on his first day. At the office, and he was first week of the city, they got there along the people in the room were told because, again, it's highly classified material.
I guess like a golf ball through a garden. One of my questions is actually, I'm interested to know how many of you are raising evangelicals and remember Obama being called the Antichrist all the time. I was just scrolling and I was seeing Obama being interviewed, and he was talking about the letters he would read from the American people, just from all sorts of different people, and they would tell him their struggles in life and such, and he was getting emotional over it and tearing up about it. And I don't know, there's just so many flashbacks I have now that I am no longer a Christian, and that get me thinking about a lot of things. But I just so heavily remember when I was in high school,
Tell us more about the whenever I don't have my nails done, it's what filing today. What's the expectation?
It's
really unclear.
I swear, whenever I don't have my nails done, it's
not really realize who's firing what job
people know.
Freedom!
Michelle Obama just brought the house down at the opening of the Obama Presidential Library in Chicago. She torched Donald Trump without even having to utter his name, showing the contrast between the Obama administration and this Trump administration. Watch this. When the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding healthcare, ending a war, ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a Peace Prize.
We as humanity should be very happy that Erling Haaland was born in this day and age. Because if this man was born like 400 years ago, we would be talking about him in history class like the Grim Reaper. Because not only is this man 6'5", he runs down everybody. Like a couple of days ago.
We have about 5 minutes to make up before my blowout comes. It's crazy here because you guys said going to the Hamptons. We already know that you're looking forward to the celebration at the White House.
Man, dude.
Silence after the disrespect. You don't need to react to every hurt, every insult. Your peace speaks louder than words ever could. Let them wonder how you're still standing strong while they try to break you. Your strength isn't in what you say, but in what you refuse to tolerate. Keep riding.
Yeah, you're a lot better than you think. Just because you can see the outline of your abs.
But then I mean,
I must have had my worst body his whole life or something. Because in this picture, I genuinely thought I was shredded. And then I only ate till it was like 10 pounds or so before I reached my ideal physique. That's where I decided to go on the cut. I lost 25 pounds before I reached 10% body fat. So many guys drastically underestimate how much fat they have.
I think Chud the Builder is a nuisance streamer who being told not to be self-centered. I didn't know he was this good.
I wish I loved my smile. I wish I could get implants.
I wish money wasn't so tight. I wish I could justify the cost.
I didn't know he was this good.
Thank you more for dental implants. Do what it can do with their choice. Show us your insurance card and save $5,000 on fixed full double arch implants. Insurance assurance. That's still so nice.
I didn't know he was this good. Apple Watch. Yep, free from
Vehicle breakdown are possible. Place the thermostat. $2,600. Our valve is $3,400. But with endurance, you'll never pay
Future Falls to play the role of Wolverine.
Wait,
You went on a daily 6,000-calorie diet to accompany your physical training.
And of course, the one who gave you this regiment. It's absolutely true. I saw him in some movie. It was like the Tooth Fairy, I think it was. And he was, and I rang, he was ripped. And I was like, and I rang him. And it was so cool because he picked up, he goes, yo, all right, yeah, man. And he gave me, and he goes, here it is. And halfway through him giving the diet and the training and everything, there was a knock on his door, clearly in the trailer. And he goes, hang on a second. He opens up there and says, we're ready for it. He goes, I'm talking to Wolverine. I'll be out there when I'm done. I was like, okay, that's about the coolest moment ever. But yeah, he goes, and I remember at one point, I said, you said, I sent him a picture of my cheat meal because he was like, dude, make sure you have a cheat meal on the whatever day you choose and go for it. Like, it's important for your body as well as your mind. So I sent him a picture of a cheat meal, and I can't say exactly what he wrote, but it was disparaging. And then he sent me a picture of his cheat meal, which is like, it's like a shop, like it's an entire store of chocolate chip, peanut butter cookies, like a bowl of them, a bottle of tequila, and 3 pizzas. And he goes, that's a cheap meal. Again, with more disparaging comments. What was your meal? Was it as, or it looks like a burger and fries and shake or something? You know, it's like, oh, no. He goes, if you're not sick at the end of your cheat meal, you haven't cheated. True or false?
Sorry.
No one is above the law or beneath its protection. I believe in checks and balance.
Y'all niggas got a guy on standby? Where did you
Yeah, we've got another day of blood potential across the same harvested areas.
Donald Trump is now embracing posts that say he is the most powerful person to have ever walked this planet, embracing comparisons to people like Genghis Khan, Stalin, Napoleon.
And into Louisiana.
Would say I would have done it.
So
has Drake recovered from the battle? I don't think so. I think he's looking right now. I think he's definitely looking. I think he's
and then even in Louisiana, there's a potential here, there's one of the states, there's a lot of rainfall that if it's concerned, this incredible amount of rain that some of our rain and moderate numbers are showing over that's significant. So if you look at the weather alerts, the flood alerts across to the south,
A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday. Have a great day. A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday. Have a great day.
That we are all created
taking advantage of that, and that is why we have a platform until it's not over.
Once the season's over, I'll never see him again to the sea.
Video. Hey, my goodness.
Timmy's a
All
good
right,
guy.
thanks so much.
Really deep. They can't pick a fig out of the season. Timmy's my man. What I'm trying to tell you is that once that season is over, it's no events. Shit gonna be depressing.
Critics hated this 2005 Ryan Reynolds comedy.
It's a dolphin. Sure. It's a dolphin. Here's how he moves, baby. It's a dolphin. I mean, it could possibly be a shark, but I'm pretty convinced it's a dolphin.
This is me.
Alright, well, let's wait till he gets closer and then we'll figure it out for sure. Are you certain? It's so much cute. Trip is so cute on it. Yeah? Yeah, it's so drinking. Look at open.
So I imagine a scenario where I want them to go.
Do you?
I want a lot of people to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
And everybody stuck their neck out for that one. Anyways, Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
A lot of people need to replace their windows.
I would have never given them 150. I would have never given them. I would have never given them. They usually, they don't have to make no plan. They can buy it. Yeah. Taking cameras.
I posted on and really like the Joshua Kimmel Obama. One of them is like offensive. Oh no, but it's like overall, I actually, might be surprised to hear that.
Better financing than smaller companies or contractors.
Other window companies don't often do so window installation.
Our installers have installed thousands. Our windows are manufactured precisely fit a specific window opening. Being custom built also means if you have any beautiful trim that you'd like to keep, you can install your window without capital trim. You won't get this with most finance.
And you offer a free window and patio door diagnosis?
We do. We'll come to your home and assess your current window, show you where you might be losing, and take measurements. Then we'll give you an exact price.
So you're not.
So Republicans in the White House told me I was lying about the state of the reflecting pool, so I figured I'd come here and show you how green it is myself, and I got gloves to show you the outdoor. First, this is what the reflecting pool looks like. Producer Takey has passed away. A lot of second players are terribly breaking through. So,
and with multiple locking points on our patio door, they provide even greater security.
So they told me like pretty cool. So he tells his friend, then he says, she's like a white girl in different skin. He said she's like
501-1400.
What's the quickest hit song you ever? What's the quickest hit song you ever wrote? I'm talking about them ones that came out 7 minutes.
Biggest, quickest one is Umbrella.
The biggest, quickest.
Umbrella. Today, Dennis Schroeder is the only person I've seen do this. That's like you can reset as the deep relax. So this day, Dennis Schroeder is the only person I've seen do this. Stop.
You guys told me Stephen A. Smith and Jay
She was always in the back of your mind.
This latest ceasefire kicked in. Hey, they're confused.
I think that my exes can judge how much I loved them based on how crazy I was after the breakup. If I just packed my shit and left quietly, I didn't give a fuck.
Lives are dangerous. Actually, FBI hate data crime shows that 75% of anti-Asian physical violence is committed by whites. And the University of Michigan found that 90% of anti-Asian harassment is committed by whites. Lives are dangerous.
Kevin Durant was getting the easiest looks when he was in Golden State. Like, bro, look at these buckets he was getting. One of the greatest scorers of all time was literally being left wide open in the NBA Finals because teams were so worried about Steph and Clay. He was getting wide open shots with zero contesting, getting to the rim with zero rim protection. Like, look at Kyrie, bro. They don't even care that Kevin Durant is wide open. In the NBA Finals, they were forgetting that KD was on the court sometimes. They were so worried about
Like it or not, but eventually you're going to have to accept the fate of you're going to become whatever you just
Yeah, bro, they lied to us. They did. It take longer. What up, man? What up, everybody? How are you? I'm good. I'm good. How y'all? When we playing?
Data corporation is a test company that does research into what's going on
we're putting our so they of course were all executed in Nuremberg. We don't actually have visibility into what's happened in Gaza because they murdered so many journalists and no one was allowed in to see it, but we know over 100,000 people have been killed, most of them non-combatants, tens of thousands of women. When all of that comes to light, which it will, I don't see how we go back to the kind of status quo of even a year ago, where normal people like me say, no, I support Israel. Once that comes out, people are going to be pushed to that.
I think that some of these people in that government are evil. Thank you very much. Are evil.
I'm not aware of
Who was interested first?
14% holds true
Who
across
said I love
the
you
market.
first?
So what is the
Who's
deal?
more
Why
protected?
are these prices going up? It's the two.
Who cleans
You have
more?
memory chips and you have storage, but both of which are in huge demand from AI data centers. And these are generating huge expenses. So we're talking about $39 for a smartphone memory chip.
And if I could go back to starting over 40, here's the one thing I would tell
What's the
myself.
big deal?
I'm 55 now for reference, which means I've had plenty of time to be spectacularly wrong about things. First, take all that write down what you love advice and throw that shit directly in the trash. You know what I mean? Think about what you can do to control over you don't look at the clock. That is participation trophy career advice. Sounds profound, but it does fuck all. Leaves you more confused than before, like a raccoon who got in the pantry and now doesn't know what to do with 17 granola bars. Now, here's what actually works. Clean out the garage. No, not literally. I mean, don't go clean out the garage. No, I mean, if your garage looks like mine, yeah, also that. No, garage meaning your head. Here's the thing about a messy garage. You don't organize what's already in there. You just end up with neat piles of shit. Still shit. Here's what you do. One, pull everything out that you know.
Hey, hold on, I think some of y'all been a little racist about this picture, right? Because everybody in the environment and debate about it, right? How about someone says, ain't no way they took the girl out. That's a massive down. No way.
Bartenders really be cutting people off from drinking. I feel like they had too much. I hear about a quiet man wanting to sound threatening.
This is what I mean when I say my colors, my yin to my yang.
To make it make sense,
A perfect fit. It's meant to be.
and just to have the other situation where
Secret Service Sam here for the Carmelo Anthony trial update, and people are talking about Judge Roach is retiring. Now, he was a judge starting in 2007. Can you now say whether you will hold anyone in
Double check up. Just know it's true. Until we have that come true. And we shouldn't. Whether it's justified, check out
There is anger in Israel that crosses all the political and ideological.
Black women were like, can you stop comparing us to men and monkeys? Because we're human women.
I know how to make split looking on the flash.
And
No idea.
apparently that was too much to ask. Black
3 secret SHION mechanics you need to know. If you press S while riding Joyride, you can actually slow the bike down, giving you more control over your positioning. And if you hold space and click right at the end of it, you launch higher than normal, high enough to reach high grounds that are usually out of reach without the trick. You can one-shot 225 HP heroes with this combo. Run them over with the bike, dismount, and a body shot. Swap that last hit for execution instead, and that combo takes out anyone up to
hits him with this
No pain, no
persona,
gain.
whatever it is.
I run a men's basketball. The United States government is planning a $1 billion effort to stop the new world's vaccinations. Aaron, now, what'd you say? So, real quick, I'll let you swear Mike to the right just a little bit. You can help me.
She doesn't need to go, I'm sorry. So, why'd you say that? Just because I'm thinking of this one lady that doesn't need any help. It's probably you out there. Sometimes I need help. You do? Yeah, no. No, sometimes I do too. What'd you say?
No homo will ever be allowed in this church as long as I'm the pastor here.
And there you go.
book the pet bundle now. Supergirl in theaters June 26th.
Excuse me, I'm ready to order. No, just 1 second. No, I'm ready right now.
Excuse me, it seems like the biggest loser, and I hate to agree with Mark Levin. I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans. Getting confused with the movement. I was getting 115 on down. I think you what was happening with 115. There was indigenous people here that came here from indigenous people. Listen.
Accuracy 1. No. Show accuracy for execution. Show accuracy set to 1. So you see how like zooms in? Interesting. We can kind of like understand where the damage will be going. Like when it's fully channeled. Because after you channel.
Yeah, you know who I don't trust? I don't trust people who get out of the car immediately after.
Speak to your upbringing.
I was born in Poway, California. I went to school. Brown men in general.
If more guns make us safer, then when is it going to be?
If you grow over and you guys are sleeping, guns are asleep, are you going to wake up and talk? Or are you going to just keep that information to yourself?
This woman is going viral because she decides to say that this Lamborghini was her. And the owner actually walked up. Guess what happened? It didn't go down how you may think it would. Just imagine y'all are walking to y'all expensive car that y'all worked so very hard for, and somebody is standing on your car or sitting, and they won't get off. Let's look at this.
Some people read
Because
headlines.
it's registered as a golf.
What's that?
Where'd you get the damn thing? Where'd you get my car from?
Your car.
No, dude, don't play with me. I'm playing. Where'd you get it? How'd you get it off of? Bro, no. It's registered in my name. Ask the golf.
Let me see some paper. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Designing sales up to 70% off
even if I can go under the map on the bike, this is going to be the biggest clip of all time.
Although this morning we're seeing new evidence about Jesus investigators say you must see events at the White House, the Knox County, Ohio Sheriff's Office, where we see photos of what they from Jason Copper's home. There's a very other object. The concerns were also raised in the release of how it's been released.
מדינה עצמאית. אנחנו לא יכולים להפסיק להרוס בתים בדרום לבנון. לא יכולים להפסיק. לתת לאוכלוסייה בדרום לבנון לחזור. זה מסכן את החיילים שלנו, זה מסכן את התושבים שלנו. אסור לנו לתת להם לחזור לגבולות, לחזור למה שהיה לפני 7/10. ואנחנו חייבים להמשיך לשלוט בשטח. גם בנקודות.
Watch this.
Well, when I just see that video, it really sad. In auto industry, winning a Peace Prize. Keeping us safe from Ebola, regulating the banks, standing up for.
They indicated they would argue with psychiatric defense. No word on why they changed their plan.
Donald Trump is Joffrey Baratheon, and if you have been paying attention for long enough, you know U.S. relations with Italy have erupted today.
What is this? What do you think of the white people?
white people are straight. They did my
And the heroic Washington State as deputies rescued a 2-year-old little boy locked in a hot car for more than half an hour.
Silence after the disrespect.
After dealing with multiple 10-minute queues just for SHION to get installed, I finally got to try her out, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand how the same devs that made Sierra's bum ass have made this masterpiece. Not only does
This one is really for the girls. Okay, so
You have to watch this every day. I was drinking all the time. I was eating crap. I wasn't working out. I was just kind of doing whatever I wanted to. And it got to a point to where
Anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation. You've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked him. Number one.
Bill, the so-called memorandum of understanding faces another stress test. After Washington, President Trump says he thinks it's an unconditional surrender by Iran, but the agreement is drawing a rare rebuke for members of Trump's own party on Capitol Hill.
I do have concerns that certain aspects of this deal might be a step in the wrong direction.
I have to know where that money is. I don't think the money is going to be really happy about it if that's all U.S. taxpayers all CNN congressional correspondent Lauren Fox is here in the Situation Room. And I have to say, Lauren, it is rare to hear this kind of pushback and rebuke from so many Republicans. I mean, this is a wide throughout the Republican Party. And we're not just talking about maybe Senator Murkowski or Senator Stephen Cohen, who sometimes will break with their party on certain issues. This is Senator Tom Cotton. This is Senator Joni Ernst. I talked yesterday to Senator Ted Cruz, and they have specific concerns with this deal. And one of those key concerns is potentially spending money to Iran and what the country will do with it. Take a listen to what
Iran's left stronger. We are left weaker. And a lot of stuff eating. From everything I've heard about it, causes me concern that whether or not you can land this deal, I don't know. I certainly would look at it online. History demonstrates that giving billions of dollars to theocratic lunatics who want to murder us is an exceptionally bad idea. And I think, unfortunately, the president is receiving some really bad advice on this deal.
And I continued pressing Senator Ted Cruz on that from yesterday, and he was asked repeatedly, what about some of the provisions related to military missiles that Iran can continue having? And he said over and over, he really thinks the president's getting bad advice on this deal. Senator Lindsey Graham, interestingly, told me yesterday that he believes that the administration needs some space to try to iron out a full negotiation. It's really interesting to me that Senator Lindsey Graham is one of the only Republicans on the Hill defending this deal, or at least trying to give the administration room to negotiate, given the all right, Lauren Fox, thank you for bringing us the latest on Capitol Hill. Let's discuss this with CNN political and global affairs analyst and King's correspondent Barack Ravid. Also with us is retired Lieutenant General Ben Hodges. He's the former commander of the U.S. Army in Europe. Barack, let's kick it off with you. I'm going to start with just this renewed ceasefire we're learning about between Israel and Hezbollah, and it comes after U.S. diplomats told CNN that Iran asked for guarantees that Israeli attacks in Lebanon stop. We know there was some back and forth recently. Do you think this will appease the Iranians? How will this impact this 60-day window of negotiation?
Well, first, I would just add the word alleged before we move ceasefire, because ceasefire was supposed to come into effect at 4 p.m. local time, 9 a.m. Eastern. And as we speak, I think just like half an hour ago, they were still fighting. They were still fighting in southern Lebanon. And what I hear from Israeli officials, Israeli defense officials, is that the guidance, the directive that they got from Israel's police leadership is to halt their attacks northern of what's called the Yellow Line, which means a 10-kilometer buffer zone that Israel occupies in southern Lebanon. So everything north of that is a ceasefire, but everything south of that is business as usual, and the IDF has been directed to continue taking military action against threats in this area. So I think that there's quite a big difference in interpretation between Israel on the one hand and Hezbollah on the other hand when it comes to what the ceasefire actually includes.
I think it's right to be skeptical always when it comes to this, right? It's alleged ceasefire. And just given what you laid out, General, what do you think that means? Because in this memorandum of understanding, one of the first lines is about stopping the war in Lebanon. So how do you think what you just laid out could impact the negotiations?
Well, obviously this memorandum of understanding has so many holes in it that even the Republicans are criticizing it, as Art just told us. The fact that it alleges that Israel and Lebanon will do certain things or implies it, yet neither of them are actual parties to the negotiations and the agreement. So I think it's naive to think that Israel is going to do something that's not in its interest, or that Hezbollah is going to do something that's not in its interest, unless they are compelled to So the idea of a ceasefire never seemed likely to me.
And perhaps the president recently said down the draft that Axios will talk about a variety of issues, including the United States relationship with Israel. We've seen the president in recent days, including the vice president, take a harder line against Israel with their rhetoric. Listen to what the president had to say here.
If it weren't for Donald Trump, Israel would have been eviscerated. The relationship with Netanyahu, it's good, but we have to keep him a little bit sane. Are you going to be able to control Israel from attacking Lebanon? Yeah. I will be. They have a lot of respect for me, and they do as I say.
There's a lot to unpack there. Trump says Israel will do as he says the law. Is that the view inside the Israeli government?
Well, the Israeli government is not monolithic. It has different parties and different elements and different characters. And Netanyahu is definitely much more leaning towards accommodating Trump's requests this way or another, even if not 100% of the time. But he's not the only one calling the shots, or at least he's dependent on hardline, ultra-nationalist politicians that he has put in key positions in his government. And he has an election in less than 4 months. So this dependency on those extreme right elements is even higher. And this is why people like Itamar Ben-Gvir, the Minister for National Security, or Bezalel Smotrich, the Minister of Finance, or even Netanyahu's Minister of Defense, who is in his own party, when they do things or when they say things, Netanyahu is not really saying anything against it. He's not going out against them. He's not forcing them to change course, especially because he knows that a lot of his political base supports what they say. And this is why, even if he wants to accommodate Donald Trump's request, he's not always able to do so. And this is why I think we got to the point that we got with the Vice President of the United States basically saying the quiet part out loud from the podium in the White House and saying what many people around Donald Trump think for a long time, that what this current Israeli government is doing is contrary to U.S. national security interests.
But of course, Israel has its own interests, the U.S. has its own interests, and on that note, General, during that interview, President Trump was also asked about whether he's experiencing limits of his power during the Iran war, and he said he hasn't, that he hasn't experienced limits on his power. What do you think about that?
That's exactly the right phrase. We saw the limits of American power. No matter how professional and effective our great Navy is and our great Air Force and all of this, the fact is we still could not secure the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians are still, I mean, everybody knows what the actual situation is now. And despite the amount of money, the resources, the losses, we couldn't do it. We saw the limit of American power. Part of this, of course, is how the administration treats our own allies, not only in the region, but also elsewhere and across Europe. Our power has always been tied to a strong network of allies. And so we saw it now. When we try to go it alone, it's not going to happen.
But just to follow up with you, the president said he didn't experience any limits on his power. So then why do you think he didn't do more, the military didn't do more to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and sort of take that leverage away from the Iranians?
Well, because we couldn't. I mean, the only way, I have to say, that's a ridiculous assertion that there was no limit on his power. If we really were serious about it, they were going to have to put troops on the ground. There's no other way to secure the strait. And of course, that's nothing that any American president would want to do, and certainly this president could not do it during an election year. So that is one limit right there. We could not protect our allies in the region from Shahid drones that were hitting facilities all over the Gulf, not to mention our own aircraft and radar and facilities that were hit. The fact is, the Iranians still concerned, they can make the decision about whether or not anything goes through the Strait of Hormuz. They still have capabilities, and they still are sitting on top of about 500 kilograms of highly and heavily enriched uranium that could be used at some point.
Right, Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, we're off the beat. Thank you both. Coming up here in the situation where we could post under 16B on social media. We'll ask a children's health expert as more countries mix aspects between access and states are looking for limits for access.
This calls very Thursday, streaming July 12th on CNN and next day on the CNN.
Their liposomes target pain caused by inflammation. They're faster, stronger, and longer lasting than Tylenol that release cells to power through tough pain. That's real strength. Why suffer through painful heartburn longer than necessary? For effective relief, nothing works faster than Alka-Seltzer. The effervescent formula begins neutralizing acid in seconds to effectively relieve heartburn fast. Try Alka-Seltzer. This is enough. We are ready to discuss medicine. Living alone is not easy, so I've come to find that there's doctors and free resources provided by Care for Mom make it easy to find senior care options right here in our community.
Cars are cool. Rental cars are not cool. It's cool when you can get the exact car you want, exactly where you want, or exactly what you need. No one needs this. Sure, rent a car, not a rental car. My mind was open. My heart was yearning. I realized the time I started learning what happens when a man's left alone to rediscover his ancestral home, Uganda, a land of wonder, a land of beauty, a land of mystery, the sound, taste, the smell, the taste, the depth and the breadth of Uganda's mystery. Uganda is a riddle. You'll never work it out. Tell a future itself. Explore Uganda.
We know why you put off your best smile. The time, the cost, the anxiety. That's why Aspen Dental is changing how dentistry is done, with technology to make care comfortable, and flexible hours to fit your life, all at an affordable price. New patients without insurance get an exam and x-ray for just $29. Not waiting for tomorrow. That's the Aspen Dental difference. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
We used Angie and Dynapro, who was so invested in installing our picture window. He looked after it like it was his own.
Well, we needed to pick someone to look after our own. We knew who to trust.
Thank you.
What's all that Angie? Whoever trusts can find the one she trusts.
What causes a curve?
Is it Fairbanks disease or someone you have to talk to or not?
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that.
You got somebody for Peyronie's. There's hope to estimate 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today at GoGetSomebody.com. This is Luke and Anne, who spent a lifetime saving for retirement, but living off those savings is scary. With their advisor Matt's plan, Earn and Save became Invest and Spend, and now
We're getting a lot more important now.
JP Morgan Wealth Management.
That's a huge machine over there with all the resources. But someone has to stay in their way because no one is getting my clients without coming through me.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. With me, make it a meal and save. Extra meals. Enjoy the $5 coffee with nothing to pay. Hey, you make it go. We're able to keep the legal underpaid $2 for life for the semi-quincentennial. The semi-quincentennial. You just love to make up words. Even fancy that. It's really good on CNN and on the CNN app.
pediatrician and spokesperson for the American Academy of Pediatrics, Dr. Molly O'Shea. She's also an ambassador for the Center of Excellence on Social Media and Youth Mental Health. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Dr. O'Shea. First, what is your takeaway from the UK social media ban based on the research that you've done?
Any ban that is absolute in its way often backfires. And I think that a lot more thought and collaboration with you and with parents to be done in order to ensure that the goals that the UK has in order to have you on social media in a very positive way actually get the time.
And it's interesting you say the ban can actually backfire. There was this recent study by the Molly Rose Foundation that discovered that over 60% of Australian kids between the ages of 12 and 25 still have access to one or more of their accounts, despite the ban there in Australia. You probably actually enforce these sorts of bans and hear the kids go find out.
Yeah, I mean, you see some stories of, and let's face it, whether it's low tech issues or high tech issues, if kids have a strong interest in that, then you're going to find a way to achieve that end, right? And everything really planted, is now in the
Even better.
Using their phones as their playground.
Try again.
Not giving no deal.
The cycle of violence.
I've only come back stronger.
So still got it?
All right, Andy Schultz, thank you so much. We'll be watching.
30 seconds remaining.
Group up here. You're on attack. Attack. Payload stalled.
CNN's own Lieberman is in Jerusalem, so it wanted to guarantee the facilities in Lebanon will end before it resumes talks with the U.S. on the what more can you tell us about this alleged ceasefire?
So now we're waiting to see, and we are just as important out in the first hour to whether this really holds and whether that's enough for Vice President J.D. Vance to defend or for some other member of the delegation, and whether that's enough for Iran to get back to the table. The first point of the 14-point memorandum of understanding is a complete ceasefire across all the fronts, including in Lebanon. Now, that's something Israel has tried to keep out of there, to keep the fighting in Lebanon separate from the U.S.-Iran talks. But Iran has managed to get that in there, and it was President Donald Trump himself who said that there will be a ceasefire in Lebanon as well, and accusing Israel of going too far. Now, we saw intense firing early this morning into the later hours of the morning. According to the Israeli military, shortly after midnight, a Hezbollah explosive device, either an explosive drone or an anti-tank missile, hit an Israeli tank in southern Lebanon, killing 4 soldiers inside. After that, we saw Israel unleash a wave of strikes, not only in southern Lebanon, but also in the Bekaa Valley. According to the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health, those Israeli strikes killed at least 47 people, wounded many others, and that's a number that may still rise here. But it was mediators from the U.S., Iran, and Pakistan that stepped in, try to put a ceasefire back in place. 2 hours ago, that multiple sources familiar with the matter tell CNN, that ceasefire was supposed to begin. Now, according to Lebanese reports, there have been some reports of Israeli strikes in Lebanon in the half an hour after that or so. So we're waiting to see how this develops and whether this holds. Now, briefly from the Israeli military spokesperson a short time ago says they will follow the political directives they're given. But an Israeli source does tell CNN that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has decided that Israel's strikes following the killing of 4 soldiers at the sector found this is still a very delicate situation, and one that could still very much be where the ongoing efforts to get those negotiations between the U.S. and
Origin, Foreign Labor Resources from
Statements at the time, the White House fully maintained administration officials said. Well, Pamela, this next round of negotiations was always going to be the hard part. This was kicking off a 60-day window to negotiate the thorniest remaining nuclear issue. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance's planned Thursday night departure was wrapped last night, but a White House official told CNN that the delegation is prepared to depart at the first available opportunity. So that's the key, and watching very closely what happens with the Vice President's planned trip to Switzerland to begin those talks. But the issue here, as Oren just laid out, is the continued violence in Lebanon. Iran asked for guarantees that the hostilities would end before it agreed to meet for that next round of talks. And I asked if the U.S. was willing to provide those guarantees. Of course, familiar with the matter, telling me, quote, Hezbollah violated the ceasefire. Israel has agreed to let it be, which was relayed to the Iranians, and it's up to Hezbollah to stop. And now, a U.S. official saying that Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to extend this ceasefire in a deal that was mediated in part by the U.S. and Qatar. Now, the situation really underscores how President Trump has been able to apply some pressure on Israel. He addressed that relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu in a new Axios interview.
If it weren't for Donald Trump, Israel would have been eviscerated. The relationship with Netanyahu it's good, but we have to keep him a little bit sane.
Are you going to be able to control Israel from attacking Lebanon?
Yeah. There are a lot of respect for me, and they do as I say.
It's really unclear, Pamela, at this stage, if this is going to be enough for Iran to get those talks back on track.
We will see. Patsy Klein, thank you so much, Love from the White House. And happening now, lawyers for Luigi Mangione, the man who's a former United Healthcare CEO on New York Street, are reversing course. Mangione's attorneys have alerted the judge in the state case that they no longer plan to make a psychiatric defense just a day for indicating they would. So let's go live now to CNN's Tara Scannell. Tara, do we know why Mangione's lawyers made this decision, reversing course?
Pamela, the decision came yesterday. It was a one-sentence decision saying that they were withdrawing their decision to move forward with this psychiatric defense. That is all that they have said, and that is all that they are required to say at this point. It really is not clear what happened in the last 24 hours to change their mind from agreeing at this hearing on Wednesday that they were moving forward with this defense. The defense would have been that Mangione did murder United Healthcare CEO, but did it while he was in a state of extreme emotional disturbance. So it comes with an admission, but it would allow the jury, if they agreed, to convict him of manslaughter and not murder, which would be less time in prison. The entire issue has been under seal for 9 months as the lawyers were trying to decide whether or not they were going to move forward with it. They ultimately said that they would on Wednesday, and the judge gave them until Thursday to turn over information to the prosecution, including who their witnesses, the theory of what was this extreme emotional disturbance, what caused it, as well as medical records. So it's not clear if they turned over that material or if they made this decision just before they needed to, reversing course there. One reason the judge had said why everything was under seal, he said because if they were to announce publicly that they were considering this defense and didn't move forward, it could prejudice the jury. And in court, Mangione's lawyer said that one reason why they wanted it under seal is because this defense that they could have offered and that they were pending it for one moment is only available in state cases, but it's not available to defend against the federal charges that he is facing. And in that instance, the prosecution would be able to use his admission and the material that came out in the state case at that trial. So it's not really clear, though, what happened in those 24 hours to have them change their mind. You have talked to some former prosecutors who say that's just a stunning reversal, and they speculate that maybe it was Mangione himself who could have decided he no longer wanted to go forward with that. But right now, Pam, that's where it stands. We'll see if there's any additional developments in the days ahead.
All right, Tara Scannell, thanks so much. So now let's move to CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson to discuss this more. I mean, I wonder how you're viewing this, how unusual it is to reverse course so quickly.
Yeah, Pamela, it's unusual to be with you, but I think they had to do it. And what do I mean? let's remember what the extreme emotional disturbance is. It has a couple of flaws. Why? Number one, what you're doing is, right, as Carfell just pointed out, is that you're admitting that you did it. You're simply giving a justification. So there's that admission. Number two, it does not exonerate you at all. It simply mitigates, lessens the sentence that you have had. Now, that's problematic, Pamela, because what happens is that this is the state murder trial, and even if it was successful at the state murder trial, it would not have been successful in the federal trial. How dare me say that? I say that because extreme emotional disturbance is not a defense federally. And so that's a problem. It's a problem because if you make the admission that I did it in state court, which is a defense because you had a reasonable justification and excuse if the jury would buy that, now when you go across the street to federal court, you can't use that. And if you can't use it and the federal prosecutors have the admission that you did it and they have psychiatric records where you're giving admissions and explaining, yes, I did it and here's why, and they parade that before the jury, you're guilty. And with a guilty finding in the federal case, you're facing life in prison without parole. And so it was not a viable.
Thoughts?
For 250 years, America has depended on the courage of those who serve. They've defended our freedom and helped us become the nation we are today. At Wounded Warrior Contact, we honor the past by building a better future for post-9/11 veterans, service members, and their families. They've given us their best, giving us and supporting them through the next 250 years of strength and victory.
The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by this podcast, whose words and hosts are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, it is not serious. It is not real. No one is exposing, revealing, indicting, or telling you anything about themselves. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home. We are trained professionals and do not have your best interests at heart or our own. Enjoy the show.
Max, you see a lot of groupie shit in this room? I'm not engaged in groupie shit. Not engaging today. Today's the day the Knicks won. Act like it, boy. It's us. Team. That's right, us. Don't I see
We did it, y'all. This is the tough thing about being a fan of a championship team. You got to deal with niggas that you know wasn't fans. That's just rocking. You got to deal. My mom got on orange and blue. She was lovely. I mean, they were absolutely magnificent. That was funny. That was funny about it. You smoked that Nick outfit as a lifelong 4-day Nick fan. My mom is a lifelong, about 6-day Nick fan. There's a lot of y'all out there.
Yeah, but you're a Nick fan, so as your mom, she can play that.
She can play that. Since 87, talk about it now. When Bernard happened, I was there. King.
Oh.
King.
You were where?
There. Fuck is you talk paying attention. My mama tell you, I started buying a newspaper daily as a 4-year-old. She was talking call, and she would attest to that. I was glued to what was happening with the Knicks. For whatever rhyme or reason, at around 87, 88, I was there. Hey, I was playing ball in Lincoln Park, right at the playground when the news broke. We got Chris Childs, Allen Houston, and Larry Johnson in a day. Oh, I ran for the park. I ran up in the park like that Nike commercial. Oh, I've been crying since we won. Hey, anybody that say anything about the Knicks, oh, just be crying. In the elevators you get in, they talking. Yo, how about the Knicks? Oh, before the game, Knicks and 5, Knicks and 5, Knicks and 5. Oh, yeah, the spirit of New York. Why are they playing with us, man? You see, this feels great. There's nothing that a human out there can say. Some of y'all are trying. Jalen Rose, that's my man, friend of the show. He's it's one championship. Not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Now I know how it feels. Yo, here's the difference. Sorry to tell you, it is there's a difference as a champion. Mark, y'all get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. It's something different about you. Some of our biggest detractors, Draymond Green, champion. Paul Pierce, champion. There's some people out there that had horrible things to say about the Knicks, and once we won, their tune changed. They came around, and part of what that was, they said, was, y'all have a different level of respect for champions. Yeah, supposed to do it. Okay, for champions. I woke up the next day, some of the news outlets was talking about, oh, can they keep this team together? Why the Knicks fan? Stop playing with me today. I ain't here for it today. Ain't nothing a human can do. Can you keep the team together? It don't matter, really. Right. Y'all was there for a month since. What are you talking about? Can we keep the team together? Daniel Dyson at home. So go Dyson. The fuck out of here. Alonzo Trier. There's nothing a human to say. Are these real names? Yes. Yes. He's a real actual player. So today's not the day, man. Thursday, tomorrow in New York City. Are you going? No. Smart. Hell no. I'm sure you can find some more. I was thankful when we won on Saturday. I was thankful when the Monday came when I could drive to Saks Fifth and it was smooth, no traffic. I was like, okay, look at us, New York. Hey, they cleaned up the streets. I made it to Bergdorf in about 19 minutes. I said, look at New York in a great mood. Nobody went to work. Got that school bus out of there? Yeah, oh yeah, and we burned the shit out of that school bus. Yo, we burned the bus. What's wrong with them FIFA niggas being tired, thinking they could leave the buses on 42nd Street in New York City? Bye-bye. Are you crazy? Do I got a book of matches on me? Yes. Are you nuts? Hey, we fought the cops. This is why I was out there. We fought the cops. They smacked the shit out of one of them cops. And then the other cop came. You know the cops are the president. They ain't shoot him. They ain't make some. They ain't nothing. They still with his ass right now, though. Well, maybe so. Well, you heard that answer. Yeah. But he smacked the shit out of that guy. Hey, we climbed the light poles. We climbed the traffic light. We only stabbed 4 people. Oh, that's pretty good. Make some fucking noise in here. Make some noise. We only stabbed 4 people. That's it. If we was giving out fan rings, like honorary rings, the nigga got stabbed. You get a ring, big dog. Hey, we only shot one nigga in the foot. Oh, for a second. Oh, only one nigga got shot. Just a foot. In his foot. That's how much of a good move New York was at. New York wasn't even aiming at. We wasn't even up here. Where you can live, yo. You got a family. You got a daughter, yo. We just shoot a 1 foot. That's 17. That's 17. He was 17. Yeah, he was 17. Nigga, what that mean? Yeah, nigga, you got your whole life to live, yo. Here, pinky toe, all the next style. Come on, man. He should get a ring. Nigga lost his little pinky toe or some shit. New York has been wonderful to witness. Tomorrow, you're going to see the biggest parade that you've ever seen in your entire life. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Knicks. Oh, y'all about to see it on Thursday. Broke the record for merchandise sales. Sure. Broke the record for damn, I forgot what other record they broke. I forgot. Finals finals audience viewership. What is wrong with me? I can forget. How could I forget? Broke the record for finals viewership. Hey, the first largest comeback, third largest comeback, and sixth largest comeback in NBA Finals history, all in one finals. That's a good finals. That's fun. All in one finals. The only team to do that in the history of the league with all of those comebacks in the playoffs. And the second team is the 2025 Knicks. Why do they play with us? Why do they play with us? What's up? Yeah, Mark, shut the fuck up. Nah, I don't want to hear Mark voice yet. I don't need to hear from Mark, no Philly nigga. We ran through Philly. We ran through Atlanta. We ran through Cleveland. That's it. You shut the fuck up, bitch. That's your home, boy. You buying all the real estate out there. You got thousands of doors out there. We ran through Jordan. They talking about stop playing with us. Hey, only team in finals history to close out 4 series in a row on the road. On the road. Yo, yawn in the car. I'm like, nah, yawn in the car, boy. Yawn in the car. I don't give a fuck. I don't wear none of that like this shit there. I don't wear none of that. You in New York. Wherever the fuck you from, Virginia, D.C., Maryland, all that transplant ass boy. Hey, New York welcomes you. You found a home in New York, nigga. Yeah, you met your real friends out here, nigga. You met the love of your life. You met your fucking daughter's mothers in New York. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga. You said the I got the nerve to wear shit talking about eating our culture and getting fire chicken. You said the out of here today, nigga. You're not playing today. Yeah, nigga, New York. That's the other thing about this New York Knicks team. Only championship team in the history of the finals to have 5 starters not drafted by the team. Talk about general manager work. Yeah. All 5 moves clowns when they happen. Marvel. Media. You. I didn't try that one. I wasn't a fan of Cat with Julius and Dante. But boy, does it feel good to be. Was a bunch of conversation driving the Queens too? Never. Not a one. Don't try to revision this history today, like I said. Not today. Hey, you'll find it then, I'm sure, when you go home and do research. Listen, today is not the day. There's nothing that Ish, Mark, or any other human can say, today, we're champions. Yo, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't want to hear no Nick talk, just fast forward to Saturday. Saturday might be too soon. Yo, fast forward to next week. Jump in the DeLorean or some shit. I'm sorry, but it's happening today. That little 15-second skip button, that's not going to get the job done. Yeah, that's right, boy. Look away in the sky, boy. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2, man. We never thought this day would get here, man. Real Knicks fans, some of us thought that we would die, hit the grave, see pallbearers before we saw this thing. Shout out to all New Yorkers all over the world. You know we take over hoods. Stop playing with us. That's your farmers with us. Yeah, Jamaica ass with us. Let's go.
Traveling to Morocco. Prepare to attack. Select is mighty blessed. Few get a second chance at mercy, but our enemies won't even get a first.
Alright, if I got the ticket. Going down.
Hey, downtown, we ain't forget about you, Wall Street and all that. Even y'all dirty asses.
One. Attack. Can't drop blood from a stone. Where did they all go? Huh. So they want to die by my hand?
God damn, I need help.
This time, I'll just kill them first.
Transporting the payload.
Surrender to my will.
Sit there, right?
See, I wonder if he sells the team now with the value at an all-time high. Yeah. Hey, wait up to the room and the value is
Get off.
Actuating the barrier.
Surrender to my will.
Yeah, not gonna kill me early.